We are going to introduce our book कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Authors are Mamta, Manasvi, Avyukta, Shrish, Kabeer and Mishthy. We hope you will enjoy this book. This book is dedicated to all grandchildren, including mine, Dhai and Shri. As a grandparent, I would like to create a legacy where all the kids revisit the stories from the fable. This book is comprised of 6 stories that will provide a modern version of The Thirsty Crow with morals by budding story writers. My name is Mamta Verma. I am going to share the original version of Thirsty Crow story. Once upon a time, there lived a crow with his family on a tree. That year, there was no rain. The water dried up in the rivers and lakes. One day, the crow chicks were very hungry, and Papa Crow decided to get some food for his chicks. The crow went in search of food. It was mid-afternoon. The sun was at its peak. Due to heat, the crow was thirsty and tired. The crow saw a pot of water, and he was very hopeful that he can quench his thirst. But there was little water in the pot, so the crow couldn't drink water. The crow recalled the science experiment. If he adds pebble into the pot, the level of the water will rise. So he added pebbles, and the water level in the pot started rising. The crow drank the water and flew back in search of food for his chicks. Where there is a will, there is a way. The moral of the story is कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So this concludes the original version of Thirsty Crow. In the next story, Manasvi Chandra is going to narrate the modern version of Tol Mol Karne Wala Kaua. I hope you guys are going to enjoy all the stories in this book.
Hello everyone, I am Manasvi Chandra, a grade 10 student. I love to write short stories and blogs. I have written a story of the Thirsty Crow in which the crow is very smart and bargains with the shopkeeper to quench his thirst. Let us see how the story goes. I hope you like my effort. Once, there was a crow who got extremely thirsty due to flying for an elongated period of time. He was going to meet his murderer, also known as group of crows, who lived in the core of the jungle. Because of exhaustion, he sat on a tree in village so that he could rest for a while on the tree. From the tree, he was able to see the whole village. He spotted a pond at a distance and decided to drink water from it. He went near the pond but saw that the water was in a very little quantity, because of which the crow was unable to reach it. He looked around and saw a stall with lots of water bottles. He approached the stall owner and said, "Hey mate, I'm Mr. Crow, and I was going to meet my friends and relatives in the jungle. While traveling, I faced a confrontation. Will you help me with my problem?" The stall owner was mesmerized by the harmony of Crow and asked, "Hello, Mr. Crow. Your humbleness has made me very joyful. Tell me, what favor can I do for you?" The crow laughed and said, "I just want to bargain this mud pot with one of your water bottles. This way, we both will enjoy some benefits. The consumer who will stop by a stall will get cold water from the pot, but I can carry the water bottle wherever I want without any worry about being thirsty. The stall owner agreed and took the pot from the crow and gave him a water bottle in return. The crow and the stall owner bid goodbyes to each other, and the crow flew away in his desired direction. The crow was happy as now he could use the water bottle anytime and he won't have to look for a source of water every time he gets thirsty on his trip. The moral of the story is every single problem has a solution. You just need to find the perfect solution for the problem. I hope you like the modern way of how the crow solved his problem. Now, Avyukta is going to present her amazing story.
Now it's time for our third story. Avyukta, a class 8 student who loves poetry and theater arts, she introduced the Thirsty Crow story in a first-person perspective that has added an interesting twist to it. Let's listen.
Once upon a time, I was in a jungle. I was afraid because in that jungle there were many animals, big and big animals, such as lion, tiger, elephant, jaguar, cheetah, more and more. I was in a worry, and when I'm in worry or I am afraid, I get more and more thirsty. Now, what would I do? I couldn't control my thirst, and if I go to the pond of this jungle, maybe an animal could come and kill me. Oh my god, what would I do now? I moved towards the city, and I found the drinking taps from which others people were drinking water and filling bottles. But how could I open the taps and drink water from there? It was not easy. Just then a horde of animals came, and I was afraid and fled quickly.
The moral of the story is when the problem arrives, then there are many solutions to come out of that problem. We should not be scared of anything. I hope you enjoyed this story. And next story is narrated by Shrish. Let's listen our fourth story by Shrish Chandra. He is a grade 7 student, and he has created a version where the character of Smart Crow was depicted to solve the problem differently. Let's listen to the story.
Once there was a crow lived in jungle. The crow was very bubbly as he was able to fly a very long distance without getting tired or dehydrated. One day he was having a world tour as he loved adventurous activities. The smart crow had the stamina to fly very long distance without getting tired, but he started feeling dehydrated due to heat. The crow saw a water bottle laying on ground, but its cap was sealed. He was unable to open it. Then he saw a pot with a long neck and little water. Now what to do? The smart crow decided to go to the potter and ask if the potter can reduce the size of the pot so he can drink water from it. But the potter declined the offer. Then he saw some people drinking water with straws. He picked the straw and flew away to the broken pot of water. He put the straw in the long neck pot and quenched his thirst. So, what do you learn from the story? The moral of the story is smart people work smartly.
Now it's time to listen our fifth story. Kabeer is a 5th grade student who loves to read comics and drawing. Also, he has created his own illustrations. Kabeer has given a new twist by adding adventure to the Thirsty Crow fable. Let's listen to our last story.
There was a black crow who lived near a well on a huge tree in the village. His name was Rocky. He was the protector of all. Do you know that he can defeat 1,000,000 zombies in 5 minutes, and he is a very cool person to have as a friend? Well, now you know. He could also punch a wall made out of iron and blow it to bits. He used to live in his techno house. Once upon a time, Rocky was flying up high above the land when he saw a little woman on the ground shouting for help. Rocky went down to see what was needed. He was surprised to know who he saw. It was Macy, who he met at the time he was fighting the Black Rams. He took Macy to the deck base and asked her why she ran away when he went to fight the last wave of the Black Rams' army. Macy said with a concerning look on her face, "I had no choice." "I don't understand what you mean," Rocky replied. To answer his question, Macy said, "The leader of the Black Rams, Troppy, was threatening me to run away or he would destroy the Crow village where my brother and sister live. My family also lives in the Crow village," said Rocky. "Why is the ground shaking?" "I don't know," said Rocky. "Look, it's Troppy." "You wait here, Macy." Boom bam, the fight was very dangerous, but it was easy for Rocky. When Rocky came back and told about the fight to the children of the village, they were amazed and they all lived happily ever after. The moral of the story is, you don't need a reason to help others, just help. Being helpful is the kindest gesture in the world.
Now we are presenting our sixth story, which is written by Mishthy, who is a sixth grade student. Her hobbies are calligraphy, reading, and drawing. She added an element of surprise to the Thirsty Crow fable. Let's listen.
It was a dazzling sunny day. A crow was returning to his home while flying in the sky. He became thirsty due to dehydration. He felt exhausted, so he sat under a shaded lush green tree. The crow was feeling weak and drowsy. He lost hope as there was no water around. Suddenly, he noticed a water jug below another tree. He rushed there happily. He tried to drink water from the jug, but the neck of the jug was too narrow. He thought hard for a while. He got an idea to watch how to drink water from a jug video on YouTube. But the problem that occurred was that he didn't have a device. Unexpectedly, he saw a thief snatching away someone's phone. He flew and took the phone from his hand and came back to the tree. He opened the phone and browsed the video. After watching a few tutorial videos, the crow looked around and saw a mini supermarket. He flew there and saw some kids drinking juice in a sipper. He picked up one sipper lying there and went back to the place where the jug was kept. He poured the water from the jug into that sipper and soon he was able to drink water. His plan had worked. Meanwhile, he took a selfie of himself and showed his shining beak. He posted it on Instagram. The crow was clever and wise as he thought differently. The moral of the story is, you need to break old patterns and old habits to meet new challenges. Work smart and work hard.
This book is a product of a virtual creative writing class hosted by Mamta Verma, who has 3 decades of teaching and counseling experience internationally.